Recently I had a Bowie knife kick, and while there are some modern Bowie knives that are really cool, there's something I really love about the older style knives. Modern Kydex plastics and rubbers are good, but there's something special about wood handles, brass bolsters, and leather sheaths. Today we're checking out this Bowie knife made by Mossy Oak. I always thought Mossy Oak was a Walmart brand. Maybe it's just a brand they sell. Anyways, this knife was sent out to me by Great Star Tools. They seem to be a distributor of outdoor tools like this on Amazon. And this knife is listed on Amazon for usually less than $20. And that Bowie knife kick I had, wanting one with wood handles, leather sheath, I'm hoping this scratches that itch because for $20, that's pretty cool. And I actually saw this knife before and was thinking about getting it but didn't. So when I got the chance to review it, I was happy. Leather sheath. It's a little bit of a thin leather. Has 2 clips to lock it up. It's not a bad package for 20 bucks. Let's get a baseline for sharpness out of the box. Hey man, that's pretty good there. Yeah, that's really good. Only $20 for that, and it comes sharp. The blade on here is 8.5 inches, and the steel used is 3CR13. It's not surprising for the price. So we'll have to see how that 3CR13 really holds up. And that's why I did a sharpness out of the box. We're going to see if it retains that after a little bit of testing. This is a pretty thick piece of steel too, and with its size, it could make for a good survival knife. The Bowie knife has a cool history coming from Jim Bowie himself. The Bowie knife makes an effective weapon. See how well it chops through this piece. This thing's pretty thick. You know what I was saying about wood handles before? There is something nice about having a wood handle and everything like that, but I don't know this knife specifically, but with the wood handles, it delivers a lot of shock into your hand. You definitely feel that in your hand after a little bit of time. On smaller pieces, it's probably not that bad, but this is a bit of a larger piece to be chopping, and it delivers a lot of shock into your hands. As far as the knife goes, just from that chopping, everything's pretty solid on there. A little inspection. Yeah, the handle's all held up, and looking at the edge in the light, it held up pretty good. I mean, that was a large piece, and it cut through it pretty nicely. This is a stump I've had here. I've used to film a lot of stuff, and it's old and it's rotting, so the wood is really, really soft and rotten. But it's fun to destroy, so I'm going to use this Bowie knife and just have some fun on it, see what it can do, what sort of damage. Twisty, give it a twisty. What the heck? This knife carries pretty well on the hip. It's not really too heavy. It's got a nice leather sheath. The retention is really good in there. It's pretty tight in that leather. And yeah, I mean it seems all right. Look, it's for the price too, right? You're getting the knife and a leather sheath to carry around, and it's under $20. Like that's really, really a good price, and it's not bad at all. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here, but let's check out the paper now. This is, we'll wait for the wind to die down a second. This knife, after that testing, I mean, I put it through some logs and stuff like that. You know, nothing too crazy. The log was a lot of chopping, so a lesser steel might have trouble keeping up with edge retention, and this is 3CR, which is kind of lower end of steels. I haven't done anything to the blade. I haven't, you know, stropped it or sharpened it up. I haven't even wiped it off, so there might be some stuff on the edge, but it seems like there's not. So let's just check it out. Yeah. So you can see down here where I didn't really do anything to the blade. It's still cutting the paper, but as soon as I get up here, it cuts it all of a sudden. Hold on. Really? Check that out. I mean, sometimes I'm having some hang-ups, but that's, you can see up there, there's just a tiny little, like, roughness, but if you go quick, you can barely even tell. So I think functionally, this thing is still sharp enough. Check that out. I mean, look. I'd say it's definitely sharp enough. And most of the cutting, like I said, was done up here. That still feels sharp on the finger. So if we just do up here, it's still cutting paper. So I would say that's a pass. That, even though it's 3CR, it's still pretty decent. And you know, modern steels, even the lower end of steels, they're still gonna be pretty good, okay? You know, go back a few hundred years and give somebody this thing, it would be one of the best tools around, okay? So it's pretty awesome that, that you can get something like that. Guys, I'm gonna wrap this thing up. My final thoughts on this thing, yeah, it's pretty awesome, guys. It's less than $20. You get a sheath with it, you know, the wood handles. It held up fine, you know, the handle's not coming loose or anything like that. You know, I didn't use it for an extended period of time, of course. I just kind of, you know, was in the backyard just doing a quick testing on it. But, you know, for the price, You really can't ask for much more, guys. It's less than $20, and to me, it does scratch that itch of Bowie knife. Wood handle, leather sheath, old school looking. Now it does say, you know, mossy oak on the side, so you're not going to be putting this as a showpiece or anything. But yeah, really my only complaint about this knife is after a while, it does get a little bit uncomfortable, like swinging it around, especially chopping. The wood handle, you know, it definitely starts to deliver that shock into your hand, and over time it starts to hurt your fingers. So that's, I guess, where, you know, a modern handle, modern rubberized handle, probably have ways that they can mitigate that, because this thing over time is pretty uncomfortable. But overall, guys, like I said, as a tool for less than $20 that you can get delivered next day on Amazon, it's pretty cool, and it does scratch that Bowie knife itch I had. So that's going to be all for today. I really do appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you later.